What do you do when there is a set of circumstances and it seems like they are not going to change? My tendency, and maybe yours, is to want to quit. Sometimes life gets so hard and we get tired of our situation. We keep praying about it and nothing seems to change. And let's be honest, sometimes we even wonder if God is ever going to change our situation. Hey, my name is Samuel, and I'm answering the question how to get the most out of a trials. And James chapter 1 verse 2 to 4 says, "Count it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." So now, don't you think it will be more appropriate for James to say, "Count it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you escape trials, when you escape persecution, for no one wants to experience discomfort." James said to people who were getting persecuted, homeless, to consider what they are going through pure joy. He's not suggesting that Christians facing trials will have no response other than joy, as if we shouldn't be angry or sad. Rather, what you are going through can be an occasion for growth, an opportunity to experience true joy, to see trials as a source of something good. You know, when bad things happen and you kind of want to quickly change it, James says, when that happens, I want you to try something new. And this might sound crazy to some of you, but James wants you to try to embrace it, or try to adapt a different mindset toward adversity. Instead of considering it terrible, that life will never be the same again, this is the end of the world, I will never be happy again. Instead, is it possible to think about it or to consider it as a source of something good? You know, to which some of you right now might be thinking, "Sammy, no way this applies to me. Give me 5 minutes of your time to tell you my story and you will see this does not apply to my circumstances." To which I would say, you might be right, but James has something to say. You know, one of the things I didn't like in school is surprise test. You know, when the teacher comes and starts handing out the test, I remember from time to time asking my classmates, "Do we have a test today?" Because I wasn't ready. James says, is saying to you and to me, when that happens in life, when you face adversity, when something takes you by surprise, when the doctor calls, your spouse calls, or you show up at work and it's not good news, instead of assuming the worst, James wants you to think of adversity differently. James says, I want you to consider it as a source of something good. James wants you to look for deeper meaning to the trials that you are facing, which means that this is the time for you to ask God, why? What are you teaching me through this? Rather than having this mentality, why me? For there is a progression of events when we face trials, testing, perseverance, maturity. James called it trials of many kinds. I know what some of you might be thinking. Shall we consider it pure joy when we receive unjust treatment? Is there any realistic reason for joy when I am seriously ill, in the midst of financial crisis? Does James mean I need to rejoice? Here's what James is saying. When you hit rock bottom in life, it is a test of your faith. Trials put your faith on trials, don't they? Trials cause you to look up and say, really, I've been a good husband, I've been a good wife, a good employee, I've been minding my own business. Why would you, God, let this happen to me? Let this happen to my family. God allows trials into our lives to grow us into the likeness of His Son, Jesus Christ. Often, this is a process that involves suffering, frustration. The fruit of the Spirit cannot be produced when all is sunshine. There must be rain and dark clouds. Trials never seem pleasant. They seem very difficult and disagreeable. Afterward, they yield the peaceable fruit.